Hey, it's Brett. The prerequisite to this video is the practical OKR video. Now, I want to add a couple of details into that video that relate to how we're going to be working with you at Demonware. So the first thing I want to sort of embellish is a conversation about why we need to do this kind of work. And these stats don't come from Demonware, but they are what we now know about OKRs 5 years after I made the practical OKR video. So if we do a survey, if we take a look at the average leadership team, about 51% of the executives can tell us what the strategy is. And again, this isn't Demonware. This is from other organizations like IBM, Google, LinkedIn, our other clients. 49% of leadership can't tell us what it is. But if we go down the next level, only 22% of the next level down can tell us what their strategy is. And the next level, 18%, and the next level, 13%. Now, Demonware is not that deep, but when we begin getting to these 1,000, 2,000, 10,000 people organizations, the strategic alignment falls off a cliff as it goes down the organization. And what we're trying to do is solve that problem. Make sure that leadership down to the front line all have exactly the same understanding of strategy and understand how they contribute to it. So here's how OKRs do it. If you think of the construction, we're going to have a verb, a specific noun, what your key result is, what your target performance, and when you're going to hit that. So here's an example from a call center. So maybe we're going to reduce the call center cycle time, from first ring through till, F1 when it's been fixed. So the call to closure cycle time in the first quarter is 4.5 minutes. That's the target. And second quarter, we're going to shave half a minute off of it. By third quarter, a miracle happens. We're going to slice that puppy in half somehow and then shave a little bit more off in Q4. So that's what the OKR is. Verb, noun, key result, target, and then the date. And that's what we're going to be working on at Demonware. But these things are cross-functional. So if we take a look at this, HR needs to cross-train. What they're going to do is cross-train the operators so we know more than one product. So by the end of the first quarter, all the operators should be certified in 2 products. By Q2, they should be certified in 4 products. By Q6, 6 products, and by Q4, 10 products. So they're getting training. Finally, IT is going to build an automated PBX, so the call routing system. So when a call comes in, I know what games you have, and I'm going to send you to an operator that is experienced in whatever those games are. So to get that skills-based call routing built in the PBX, they're going to design it in Q1, build it in Q2, launch it in Q3. And so that launch is where this miracle is. Once we launch it, given that we've had the training, we can knock that puppy down to 2 minutes and then stabilize in Q4. So what you can see is we need to work cross-functionally. The call center needs to work with HR and needs to work with IT in order to achieve their objective. And that's what we're looking for at Demonware, to get that cross-functional linkage. So the last thing I want to talk about is the drumbeat. We're increasing the pace at which the business operates. We're building in agility. And so the typical OKR reporting cycle looks a bit like this. So somewhere between right now, when we're setting the annual plan, and the end of the year, activities go on, or the end of the quarter. So think of this as sort of, on an ongoing basis, we're going to have a daily huddle. And the daily huddle allows us to coordinate our daily activity, share information amongst the team, and most importantly, immediately identify issues that need to be dealt with. And we're going to try to solve them in those daily huddles. If not, guess what? Once a week, these bluish dots, we're going to have a weekly meeting. And in that weekly meeting, we're going to review how we're doing against our set KRs and check the progress against the objectives. We're going to monitor whatever action items opened up from last month. And most importantly, we're going to take these items that we identified in the daily but couldn't solve and escalate them up to a weekly meeting. And we're going to solve those important issues. Or if we can't, we're going to identify some, what I'm going to call big decisions. And these big decisions get escalated to this monthly or any time that's necessary meetings. So typically they happen once a month, but if you've got a disaster, if fecal matter hit the air movement device, you got to get together around an issue. We now have a mechanism where we're going to go do that. And in that meeting, we're going to take those big issues that were identified at the weekly meeting and make decisions on them. What we're also going to do is refine the OKRs and get ready for, let's say, a quarterly refresh. So this happens every day, this happens every week, this happens every month. And then once a quarter, we refresh the objectives. So it's almost like starting the year end all over again. What's our next quarter's objectives? And that loops back, rinse and repeat. So that's kind of the loop we're going through. And what we're doing is compressing what some organizations take a year to do inside of a quarter. And what that allows us to do is obviously adapt in the marketplace much faster, deal with issues, and beat the competition. So that's the overall journey that the OKRs are taking us on and the work that we're going to be working on together. I'm looking forward to that time. Bye for now.